peace. It's Kim Go to my Aunt Dawn of Plant Therapy. Let's make a terrarium together. Grandest rising, beautiful rising, blissful rising, good morning. Coming here to make this terrarium and let you all know about the terrarium workshop on November 25th. So I hope you all will join. The link is in the bio to register. It's going to be fun. It's a free offering that I am having, I'm hosting, and just to let people get their plant therapy in so we can get connected to nature and release that stress, release the trauma, release the depression, release the anxiety through connecting with nature. So I'm here and I have my plant. So let's go through the materials. Okay, I have my container. This is going to be an open container. The ones that I've done before have been a closed container, which is more of the ecosystem that the plant is going to have. And it's going to just build its own ecosystem with the nature and the rocks and the water and the moss. But this one is going to be open, so it's going to depend more so on me to take care of it. But all in all, it's still a terrarium. So just going through our materials here, I have my pea gravel. That's going to be my base. That's going to be my drainage layer. I have my substrate mix that I've made. I've made a video showing what is all in that. It's peat moss, orchid bark, charcoal, and some other goodies, just to create that natural environment for the plant. Because again, we're taking the plant out of its natural habitat, which is the earth, and it is up to us to make sure that it has what it needs to survive. And I have my plant again. It's a philodendron, red Anderson. If you see underneath, it has red hues under the leaves. It's beautiful, very beautiful plant. I have my moss that I foraged from outside, and I have my water, and that is our main ingredient to having a plant survive is the water. All right, so we're going to get started here, and I'm going to get my pea gravel in the bottom. It's the base layer again. It's going to have this drainage layer, so that plant is not, the soil isn't just sitting at the bottom. And the water that we do put, it's not going to be very much, but the water that we do put is going to have a drainage layer so that the plant is not sitting in water. Okay. So I'm just going to fill the bottom of and if you've taken my succulent workshops, you know any container, I'm always talking about drainage in the bottom of your container just to add that extra so the plant is not sitting in water, because that's the quickest way to root crop. All right, so I have my drainage layer, and now I'm going to add my substrate mix, which is soil. You know, it could be AKA soil. I'm going to add that on top. So, on November 25th, hosting a terrarium making workshop hosted by Plant Therapy. And on November 18th, which is this coming Friday, we're going to have an info session. And it's just going to be a quick Zoom call just to let everyone know what materials they need to get for the 25th. I have a young lady who's going to have her children be a part of it, and that's going to be so much fun. I love it when the children are involved. So again, the link is in the bio. You can register, and I'll send the information via email for the Zoom links for you to join. It's going to be so much fun. So I'm just getting my substrate mix in, getting a nice layer. This is going to be beautiful. Now, you have the option of having tools and, you could wear gloves or things like that. I don't mind getting my hands dirty. Um, it just gets me more connected to my project. But you can have tweezers or some other, like a chopstick or something, to make your hole, things like that. So I have my substrate mix in here, and now I'm going to make a hole in the substrate mix for my plant, to plant my plant. So this is the fun part. I'm going to do it on top so I can keep. This is actually repotted because I used a piece of this plant for another terrarium. So I'm going to loosen up this soil around it so I can just let the root system know that it has room to grow. All right. Widen up my hole there. Get my plant in there. And this plant is going to stick out of the terrarium, which is fine. Again, you have several options of your terrarium type. You can have it closed or open. So I'm just going to get my plant settled in. Make it nice and sturdy, okay? So I'm just thankful because I wasn't even thinking of terrariums. It wasn't until my sis from Wicks and Wine Tours gave me the idea because she was looking for some ideas for a group that she was hosting. So I was like, I should make this a part of my repertoire. And I got started, and I started investigating and researching into them, and they're pretty awesome. Terrariums are pretty awesome. So, got my plant in there. And now for the added natural layer, I'm going to, I forgot one piece, but I'll do that later. But I have the next piece. It's going to add this moss on top. And again, this is moss that I foraged from right outside. It's an added natural layer. I'm going to add to the naturescape of the terrarium. So I'm just adding that on top of my substrate mix, piecing it in like a puzzle. And forgive me if I get lost in doing this. I love doing stuff like this. So the piece that I forgot was just some rocks and just some rocks and wood that you could put on top just to add the more nature onto your terrarium. I got this big piece here. Add that right in front. I will post a picture of the finished product because I forgot my rocks. But we've got the majority of the terrarium done. We've got our drainage layer, we've got our substrate mix, we've got our plant in there, and then we have our moss. So again, I'm gonna add some rocks and some wood in there just to give it a more of a natural effect. But we're looking lovely. I'm gonna pat this moss down. And what's gonna happen is this moss is gonna start growing roots, and it's also gonna dig into the substrate mix and create its own natural ecosystem. All right. All right, so the most important step is the water. I'm going to water around the base of the plant, and I'm going to water some of the moss just so it can go ahead and start growing those roots and give it life. All right, so here's my open terrarium with my philodendron red Anderson in there with that moss on top, and I'll post a picture of the finished product with the rocks and the wood on there. And go ahead and sign up for the terrarium making workshop on November 25th. We're going to have an info session on November 18th. So hope to see you all there, and peace.